Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to Law Excellence IAS Kalam Mains Answer Writing Program Season 3 History Week. In this session, we'll be discussing a question that was asked in the year 2017. And what is that question? Here it is. How do you justify the view that the level of excellence of the Gupta numismatic art is not at all noticeable in later times? And the question was asked for 10 marks and you have to write within 150 words. And here we have given syllabus mapping. It comes under GS paper 1 history, art and culture, and the topic under which it comes is salient aspects of art, architecture, literature from ancient to modern times. Now we all knew what is numismatics. Numismatics is nothing but the study of coins and currency. And also we knew that it played a very crucial role in providing us the socio-economic and political conditions of ancient period, particularly the post-Mauryan period. See, in this question there are two important components which we have to address. One is we have to show the level of excellence that is reached in numismatic arts during the Guptan period, especially the early Guptan period. This is one component. And the second component, we have to establish the fact how the level of excellence that got reached in the Guptan period got reduced or got declined in the post-Guptan times. These are the two components which we have to focus on. And the directive given is how do you justify? So you have to substantiate and you have to provide justification how this level of excellence that was reached in the coinage system got declined in the post-Guptan period. Now we will see how to structure our answer. As usual, every answer is divided into three important components. One is introduction, the second one is content or the body part, the third one is conclusion. See, there are various ways to write an introduction. For example, some people start with a fact, some people start with a statistic, some people start with a case scenario. So whatever ways you start writing an introduction, but one thing you have to remember, it should address the demands of the question and you should not end up in writing an arbitrary or a vague introduction. These things you have to take care of. Now regarding introduction to this question, we have to focus on two important things. One is you have to establish the role played by numismatics in reconstruction of the history, because this gives you the broader framework or the broader plane for your introduction. This is one thing which you have to focus. And the second thing, you also have to write the evolution of numismatic art in ancient period, reaching its zenith in Guptan period, and after that witnessing a decline. So I believe these two components will try to address the question that was asked. See, whatever ways you start, finally you have to make sure these two things are there in your introduction. Now we will see what we have to write in content. Of course, content have two important things which has to be written here. One is regarding the Guptan coinage system. You have to show, you have to give details how the excellence, the level of excellence have reached with respect to the numismatic art during the Guptan period, particularly the early Guptan period. And the second component which you have to address is how the level of excellence got declined in the post-Guptan and early medieval period. These are the two things which makes your content. Now the conclusion, here you have to write about the broad political economic factors which impacted the coinage system and the role played by it. So this is what the broad structure of our answer. Now we will discuss the various aspects of the question that has to be written through an answer given by a student. We will see what he has written in the answer. So he started with an introduction. We will see what he has written in the introduction. Numismatic, the study of coins and currency, forms an important source in reconstructing Indian history, particularly ancient and medieval periods of history. It provides for the socio-economic and political conditions of the post-Mauryan period. Why only after Mauryas we can get socio-economic political conditions? Because during Mauryas, whatever the coins we have, they are punch marked coins. So whatever the information they give to us is very much minimal, and also they don't have any artistic beauty too. But with the advent of Indo-Greeks, the nature and design of the coinage system got completely changed. Now we will see what he has written. Coinage system reached its zenith during the early Gupta period, terming it as a golden age. but witnessed a gradual decline afterwards. So he covered what is numismatics and the role played by numismatics in understanding or reconstructing history, and also he mentioned something how this numismatic evolved during ancient period. I think this is sufficient, and also it is a relevant introduction to addressing various aspects of this question. Next thing, he wrote about the level of excellence reached in Gupta period. This is the first component. Now we will see what he has written. Guptan art is regarded as the high point of classical Indian art, and their coinage is among the most beautiful of ancient India. Okay, fine. Though we knew that Kushans and Satavahanas had well established coinage system, but this coinage system reached its zenith and climax during the Guptan period, especially during the period of Samudragupta, Chandragupta and Kumargupta. Now we will see various features of this numismatic art during Guptan period. Now they issued large number of gold coins. Of course, they are not the first to issue gold coins, but they issued gold coins in a large number, and also they issued silver coins. Of course, gold coins are called as dinars and silver coins are called as dinaris. In addition to this, they also issued coins made up of copper and bronze. Though Guptans issued coins which are made up of different metals, but the gold and silver coins dominated during this period. For example, during Samudragupta period, most of the coins which he issued were made up of gold. And the next point is the amount of metal used in the Guptan coins is one among the highest, and it was well designed, and also they had good luster. Now these are three important features which made Guptan coins a sculptural marvelous. And next important feature is that the coins depicted the monarchs on the upward side, and also it carried the legends, and on the reverse side it depicted the figures of gods and goddess. For example, they depicted images of Lakshmi, Durga and Garuda, etc. The images were sculptured with fine detailing and grace. This is an important sculptural beauty of Guptan coins. So there was lot of grace and fine detailing of these images. And the next point is a variety of coins were issued by the kings. For example, Samudragupta issued 7 varieties of coins. In one of the variety, he was seen as playing Veena, and also in another variety, he was shown as performing Ashwamedha Yaga. And there are other varieties in which he was trying to tame a tiger. So these are some varieties of the coins issued by Samudragupta, and there was one more king called Kumargupta who issued the maximum number of varieties. Almost 14 varieties of coins he issued. However, whatever excellence we have seen with respect to numismatics art in Guptan period, but it got declined in later Gupta period, and it further got declined in post-Guptan period. For example, see this point. Due to invasions from Huns and Pushyamitras, the political stability in later Gupta period got undermined. And due to this, it had an impact on coinage system. So now Guptan coinage lost its excellence after the Skandagupta period. Now the number of varieties which they used to mint got confined to just 4. We have discussed that Kumargupta used to mint almost 14 varieties of coins. Now it just got confined to 4. And the second thing, there are various dynasties in the post-Guptan period and the early medieval period who hardly issued any coins. For example, the Pratiharas, Palas of Bengal and Rashtrakutas. Now these dynasties hardly issued or minted any coin. And the third point is the amount of metal used in the coins got reduced, especially gold and silver. And also the gold and silver coins were replaced with metals of inferior quality. Now the king started using metals like nickel, lead, copper. So they replaced gold and silver with these inferior quality metals. And this process is called as debasement. So when you reduce the quantity of gold and silver and use other inferior quality metal, it is called as debasement. And the next point is the sculptural precision of the images on coin and the designs of coins got reduced in the post-Guptan period. For example, the coins issued by Rajputs, they hardly had any images. They used to leave one side of the coin with a blank space. And also the coins issued by South Indian kings like Cholas, Cheras and Pandyans, they also never emphasized on the sculptural aspects of the coins. So they used to mint coins with some animal figures. During medieval period, the Islamic rulers never emphasized on artistic work in coinage system. Maybe one reason for this was Islam prohibited usage of idolatry in artistic works. So because of this, there was severe limitation on the scope for increasing motifs and other images in the coins of both Delhi Sultanate and even Mughal Emperor. So finally, their numismatic art just confined to verses. Okay, so he tried to show how the post-Guptan numismatic art got declined. Here you can quote other kingdoms where you find poor quality of coinage system. Now we will see what he has written in conclusion part. The economic and political conditions of post-Gupta period were characterized by fragmented polity, decline in trade, increase in conflicts and deurbanization. So he is trying to mention what are the causes that made the numismatic art to decline in post-Guptan period, and the reasons are both economical as well as political. So because of this fragmented polity and almost increase in conflicts, there is lack of stability. So when you don't have political stability, obviously kings can't emphasize on artistic works. This is one reason which he was trying to say here. So which showed an adverse impact on the coinage system, so as both a means of exchange as well as sculptural beauty. So coins are used as a means of exchange too, and also they have the sculptural beauty element. So in this process, what happened, it also failed to act as an important source to study history of the later periods. So except in Guptan period and during this post Mauryan period, in other periods hardly coin will act as an important source to write or to understand history of that particular period. Of course, there are various ways to write conclusion, so it's not that much appealing in this sense. You can write your own conclusion. So regarding the introduction part and the content wise, he tried to address the various demands of the question. But of course, in the content part, always there will be scope to write more number of points. But remember, you have to write your answer within 150 words, and you will hardly have 5 to 7 minutes of time. Okay. The next week we will have Indian Society Week in this season 3. So in this week we will be discussing the questions that were asked in UPSC from Indian society. So this is the question, please write an answer, and the approach and how to write this answer will be discussed by the faculty on Monday. Okay, with that we have done today's discussion. Thank you one and all.